Hello, everybody. It's your girl Sofia, aka Sophie, back here on Sophia's Football Talk to talk about, give my opinions rather, in a deep dive into the whole messed up situation with the Spanish FA president, the kiss that not consented kiss that he gave to the Spanish forward Jenni Hermoso in the Women's World Cup final, or after that, I should say, while the medals were given. So we'll take a deep dive into that. If you want to hear more of that, um, how that story has developed over the past week, which has definitely overshadowed, unfortunately, the big achievement that the Spanish women did with winning the very first, not just the World Cup, but the first championship trophy ever. We'll talk about that. Make sure you give this video here a big thumbs up so we can push this video out there for more people to see. Also, make sure you subscribe if you are new here. We are on the road to 3K subscribers, so let's make that happen. But let's talk. So, a week ago, we had the final of the Women's World Cup, Spain versus England, which ended 1-0. One goal by Olga Carmona, I believe. And they play very well, of course. Definitely deserved to win that game 100%. But after, while the medals were given in the ceremony, a very inappropriate incident, like I said, did occur by the Spanish football president, Luis Rubiales, who also is a vice president of UEFA. Okay. When I was watching the game live and also of course the medals being given, but when I first saw the incident, I thought he kissed her on the forehead, which I still was like, okay, he was being a bit too touchy with with several of the players. I was like, okay, this is a bit too much. That might need to be spoken about, addressed behind the scenes, because I don't. This is a power dynamic here as well that you need to address. It's I don't know. I wouldn't want somebody to do that to me. That's just me. But then later on, it was shown everywhere that nope, he kissed her on the forehead and then decided to kiss her on the lips, straight on the lips. She has came out later, said that was I did not give any type of consent to do that. He has apologized, but also did refuse to resign, even though a lot of people were pressuring. A lot of people, social media in general, was pressuring him to resign. For me, I'm thinking he should be sacked, but maybe this is a bit more difficult than that, sadly. Um, but as this whole thing has unfolded the past few weeks, yesterday it was known and reported that he has now been suspended for 90 days. So that will also mean that he can't really be partaking in any type of sport related. He can't even, of course, definitely not contact Hermoso. Um, but on Friday, prior to it, he did decline to resign from his position. Um, and this whole thing sparked for sure an outrage and outcry from Hermoso and her teammates. All of them vowed to never play again for their country days after winning the World Cup for the first time, like I said. This should be a time where they should be allowed to just celebrate as, becoming World Cup champions, okay? Doing an incredible achievement, which was well deserved. We already know there has been off the field issues with the training squad, with the manager. There's been players that didn't decide, that basically decided to not be a part of this squad and go to the World Cup due to, like I said, the off the field issues. So there's been rumings of it even prior to the World Cup started um, over a month ago. Um, but even though the players had all of this happening, they still managed to go all the way and win the damn trophy. Okay? So why do we have to take that away from them, the opportunity for them to celebrate with their loved ones, and in a time where, like, we're 2023, we shouldn't be having these type of conversation still at this time, having a person of power completely taking advantage of said power to do what he did. And the fact that he doesn't really, I don't know, see a full issue with that, that's concerning. And I also see other people on social media. I think most people are more so inclined and backing, of course, the women, the players. But I also do see other people that don't really see an issue. But yeah, he just seemed excited. Like, people can just forget. Nah, I'm sorry. Do not, if I didn't give consent, no is no. Don't do it. Okay? Also, like I said, the power dynamic doesn't match here as well. It's not okay. This is my personal opinion. It's not okay. I don't think that should be happening. There's also images of him prior to that incident in that same World Cup where he was, touching his private part. Um, I don't know. He had, I think, it's Matt. The guy is a lunatic, if I'm gonna be very honest. But even though, like I said, the players, of course, have been very clear they don't want to play for the country again. There's also been um, a further development with all the coaching staff from the World Cup winning side, except manager Jorge Velda, which a lot of the players do have a problem with, by the way. He probably should be resigning himself, but hey, all of the others in the coaching staff has resigned except for the main manager. We have assistant managers, Monse Tome, Javier Lerca, and Eugenio Gonzalo Martin, as well as physio Blanca Romero Moraleda and goalkeeping coach Carlos Sanchez have all left their positions, as have six coaches with the youth side. So they're not they're not having it as well, which I respect. I really do. Also, there's been other, you know, the Lionesses, the England women's squad has come out, given a full statement backing Jenni Hermoso and the rest of the players with um, just giving them full backing of, yo, this should not happen. So I respect that for sure because, like I said, none of this is okay. On Friday, before obviously he was suspended, he had there was some type of I should say a meeting with the rest of, which I say not just the coaching staff, but there was like a press conference where he stated, "I won't resign." He claimed the kiss was mutual and with consent at a meeting of the Spanish Football Federation's General Assembly. He added that he was the victim of a witch hunt by false feminists after rapidly repeating, "I won't resign," not once, not two, not three, not even four, but five times he said, "I won't resign." In a version of events Mr. Rubiales gave to the assembly, he said that Hermoso had lifted him up in celebration and he asked her for a little kiss and she said yes. We've seen the images, we've seen the clip. Fam, that didn't happen. So let's not make stuff up. You decided to do that. You just grabbed her, did it. She did not have any opportunity to be like, no, you decided to do it. So let's not. There's images. At some point, you kind of be like, thankfully, there's cameras and there were, of course, like I said, images to capture all of this because you then start to be like, but what happens behind closed doors? If you are able to do this type of behavior in front of the whole world, what do you do behind closed doors then? Because this shouldn't be anything that you should think is okay. Also, he said the kiss was the same I could give one of my daughters. That made me want to barf. That made me want to throw up because that's disgusting. So sorry. He said that he would defend his honor in court against politicians, including two ministers who called this case an act of sexual violence, which 100%, I agree, it's an act of sexual violence, 100%. is not okay. Okay. It also states by different reports, Mr. Rubiales cannot be sacked by the government, but the head of the state-run sports council, Victor Franco, says it will use a legal procedure in a sports tribunal. Okay, so people have gathered since then outside of the Spanish Soccer Federation in Madrid to protest against Mr. Rubiales, with some carrying banners or holding up red cards. Um, like I said, this whole controversy has overshadowed the final and the Spanish women's first triumph in the global tournament. They don't deserve this to happen. Jenni Hermoso didn't deserve for this to happen. This guy should not just be resigned. I would wish for him to be sacked. I just hope that he's not going to be anywhere near in any type of events, especially that has to do with the women's ever again. So hopefully we'll see what will happen. I'll definitely update you guys, but since this is quite a serious matter, I probably would be closing the comment section, just because I just don't want to hear another side maybe saying this, maybe in a way trying to justify his actions, because I want to make this 100% clear. This is unacceptable. Power dynamic, that's not even. Okay, wasn't consensual. 100% is something that needs to be stated once again. It's not okay. Wouldn't be okay if that happened in the men's team, if we had a women, or, and it doesn't matter the gender, but if we had a FA president, let's say from the England's team, okay, and did that to one of the men's team and whatnot, that wouldn't be okay. We have to keep the same energy. We're in 2023. This should not be happening still, okay? It still just proves we have a long way to go. And that's that. Um, we're going to end it by that. I'll be back with a new video sometime coming this week, updating you guys if there's any big news surrounding this particular news and subjects. Wish you a lovely day. See you guys very soon. Bye bye.